So let's kind of start with the big question that most COOs ask us. Are we staffed properly to deliver what's in our pipeline? As a COO, you're responsible for making sure client work gets delivered on time, it's on budget, and without burning out your team. But too often, visibility into who's available and what's overbooked and where delivery is at risk just doesn't exist until it's too late. In this walkthrough, I'll show you how BigTime resource management gives you control to catch staff risks early, adjust workloads in real time, and ensure your projects hit both deadlines and margin goals. We will also dive into how you can forecast hiring needs with confidence and how you can optimize staffing to project margins to avoid burnouts. Let's say your client project is at risk of delay, and you need to know if anyone with the right skill set is available to jump onto this project next week. What we're doing is we're going to utilize our team calendar here to give you that view instantly. Within this team calendar view, you have the ability to filter this down by role, by department, or even a utilization level as well too. So for example, if I would like, I can say, hey, who's at least 50% available to take on some of this work? And again, that's bench time that we're paying for without any return back. So you have that flexibility to quickly filter that down to see those resources who can take that on. Or if you would like, you can even flip this to say, hey, flag anybody who is over 100%, a burnout or a deadline risk there. So again, giving you those kinds of flexibilities. The nice thing too is you have the ability, as I'm going through, right, for Cyan here, I can see what she's working on. I also can see what her schedule to actuals look like. And then also looking into that, I do have that flexibility to see cost and revenue all in one view. So it really does give you a holistic full picture of your firm based off of hours that are scheduled, along with any sort of revenue goals that you're trying to hit for that staffer as well too. You're no longer guessing who's free. You're acting on real data to protect revenue, margin, and then most importantly, retention as well. Now, let's move from individual schedules to a firm-wide view that answers one of the most common questions COOs ask us. Do we have the right people at the right time to deliver on our clients' commitments? And just as importantly, are we losing margin by carrying too much bench or risking delays by overloading key roles? This is where the heat map comes in and becomes incredibly powerful. What this is going to do is it's going to look at pure availability versus capacity. It's also going to show when staffers are rolling on and off of jobs. And then again, you're getting that kind of quick snapshot across roles, time periods, and projects to look at your firm's overall health. When I'm looking at this here, the green itself means they are fully available, right? If I'm looking at Robbie here, he is fully available to take on work. If there's any red, this is where delivery is at risk. This means we're overbooking our resource. So for Mike, it's fully gray. That means he is fully booked up and the team is at their expected capacity from there on out, whether that's reducing their billable capacity to create that billable target. But again, just giving you those insights there. For example, if I see a sea of green here for the month of August, that tells me we have capacity just sitting idle, and idle time kills margins. I either need to reassign those team members to active projects or start thinking about whether we're overstaffed for current pipeline. On the flip side, if I'm seeing a deep red sea of cells in September, I know we're facing potential burnout or even missed deadlines, which all impact the bottom line. So instead of reacting to late time entries or last minute fire drills, COOs use heat maps to protect utilization and preserve client trust and keep delivery on time. Now that you've seen how to spot over and underutilization across your team, let's zoom out and tackle one of the most critical questions for COOs. Are we staffed appropriately to deliver what's coming through the pipeline without overhiring or missing delivery targets? This is where our demand coverage report becomes essential. It helps you bridge the gap between what sales is booking versus what you can actually deliver and support role by role. So how this works here is you're seeing this blue bar down below, and that's going to be your availability by capacity. And this is in a month by month view. That black bar there is going to be your projected demand. So this is based on real project plans and pipeline data. What you're looking for is misalignment between the two. And what I can see here for my firm for all 5 roles is, everything looks relatively good. But if I flip this from a monthly view to a role-based view, what you're going to see here is my project managers is perfectly aligned. I just need to fulfill that demand. But the main red flag I'm seeing here is my research role. So it looks like for Q4 here, it's looking like we're going to be at least 1 to 2 FTE short. And if I don't plan ahead, that shortfall could delay client projects or force us to scramble for expensive contractors. So instead of reacting after timelines slip or clients complain, you can get ahead of your staffing gaps. I can also filter this down if I would like and say, hey, let's look at that researcher role and say, what months am I going to be short? That's what you're seeing here is August, I look like I'm good to go. But once September comes, I go into 2 researcher short to fulfill the work that's coming through. So again, instead of reacting to timeline slips and clients complain, you're getting ahead of those staffing gaps. This report turns delivery planning into proactive strategic function, helping COOs protect profit, avoid churn, and staff with confidence. Now let's take one final step up and look at your staffing plan in a firm-wide lens. As a COO, you're not just managing resources week to week. You're making decisions that affect revenue, margin, retention, and hiring. The question is, are we staffed correctly to support revenue goals without overworking the team or carrying unnecessary bench cost? The company summary report gives you the complete answer in one place. The view that you're seeing here are going to show 4 key metrics: total bench FTE, which is our red line down below here, scheduled FTE, which is that bar that's stacking up, billable target line, which is that green line that's floating across, and then our total capacity. Here's what I'm looking for. If I'm a COO, that red line is high, I'm leaking margins, right? I want that to be as low as possible. If my scheduled FTEs are below the billable target line, I'm falling short of revenue goals. Right? I want that to be right at that line, but no more than my blue line. And that's again, if we're consistently scheduled above our total capacity, I'm risking burnout, turnover, and missing delivery deadlines as well too. This isn't just a capacity report, it's your control panel for margin. With this view, you can balance staffing levels, optimize bench allocations, and ensure your team is properly, consistently aligned to revenue and utilization targets without burning them out. So to recap, we started with the team calendar and heat map, giving you real-time visibility into who's overbooked, who's sitting idle, and where your staffing gaps could put projects or margins at risk. Then we explored the demand coverage report, which helps you forecast headcount based on actual pipeline demands so you can hire, promote, or reassign resources proactively instead of reacting after it's too late. And finally, we looked at the company summary report, where you can see how your staffing mix aligns with your billable targets, capacity, and overall margin goals firm-wide. You go from reactive firefighting to confident, data-driven delivery planning. You know who's available, where you're exposed, and what actions you need to take before your margins suffer and your clients feel it. BigTime gives the COOs the visibility, control, and foresight to deliver client work on time, on budget, and at the quality your firm's reputation demands. It's not just about scheduling. It's about protecting profits, preventing burnout, and scaling delivery with confidence.